Ladies and gentlemen, this is Luminous coming guys with the PremierLeague commentary. Today we're going to be casting DD versus Dignitas for the Premier League. This is game 1 of a best of 2 series, so we'll be here for game number 2 as well. And just a short news report for you guys. DD is formerly known as SK. SK today has announced that they're going to be dropping their roster. So now DD is the sponsorless team. No idea what DD stands for. Could be Ding Dong, as Migo's tag suggesting. Could be Dang's Drang, as Mania's tag suggesting. But it is the same team that we know and love as Migo, Link, Angel, Rise, and Mania on the Radiant side. Of course, Dignitas, after recent pretty strong performance in the Infused League, same old lineup come with me: Freezer, Leon, Zizzo, and Sony Ace. Gonna be playing on the Dire side. Invoker getting another ban here on the pick ban phase, and looks like Prophet might be the first picked up. Most teams are actually allowing Prophet to be played, and this is very mind-boggling in terms of why. They rather deal with a very mobile hero, very mobile ganker pusher, which is basically just fits this metagame perfectly, as opposed to dealing with, let's say, Anti-Mage or Chen or Night Stalker, which I mean are very, very strong heroes in their own respective right. Broodmother, I assume, is going to get picked up in one instance or another, as well Windrunner, Tidehunter. These are definitely the very stable heroes that most teams are picking up. My question is, who's going to pick up the Sand King, and will there be any kind of surprise hero? And by surprise hero, I'm talking about things like a Death Prophet. I'm talking about things like a, I don't know. Let me think here. Some of the more untraditional carry, like a Stealth Assassin. We've been seeing those heroes pop up here and there in the Infused Cup, and hopefully if these teams are fancying those heroes, they might fancy us with one of these heroes being picked up as well. So, seems like the ball is back in the Dignitas court. It's going to be Venomancer and Windrunner being picked up here, so no Broodmother only during this pick phase. Venomancer is going to be the defensive specialist, a great roamer, and of course his ultimate adds a little bit of worry for the squishy lineups here for the Radiant side, and it's going to be Sand King on the Radiant, and of course a Mirana as well. We're going to see Mania on the Sand King, of course, and I do believe Angel will be on the Mirana. Maybe. I think Link plays a decent Mirana as well. We'll have to wait and see. Migo most likely is going to be playing a solo mid-Prophet. So far so good. We might see a Crystal Maiden to add up. DD seems to love Crystal Maiden on their 4th pick, really to fuel that early game mana regeneration. Of course, the AoE damage from the Crystal Maiden is always nice to have. So very offensive type of lineup. They're not really great at tower pushing. I mean, Prophet will give you a little bit of tower pushing. Of course, very strong tower defending skill in the rapid nature as well. But for the most part, they're a very offensive and gank lineup. It seems like that's what DD wants to go into. And is the signal clear to Dignitas? That's the question here. They do have a defensive hero in the nature of a double-man Shackle Shot from the Windrunner. Of course, a Windrunner from the Windrunner herself is going to be nice in terms of escape. They are dealing with quite a bit of disables, so coming from Ding Dong, or DD, on the Radiant side. So they should be looking into some tanky hero. I do believe either a Shaco or a Tidehunter will be a very decent pickup. Their ultimate and their AoE just really puts a lot of stress on the Radiant hero in terms of positioning themselves properly. And of course, we're going to have Beastmaster being picked up here on the 3rd slot. Beastmaster, one of the best pushing and counter-pushing hero in terms of the mid position there is, because, well, the Axis will let them fly, and the Inner Beast Aura, which I think most players actually always underestimate how good Inner Beast is in terms of supporting a push. And just to make sure all my volumes and everything are okay. Yep, everything is good. And Darkseer is going to get the ban here on the 4th, or on the 3rd ban from Dignitas. And we've been seeing Darkseer put up a lot of pressure early on. Most teams are not picking this hero, and I think it's a matter of time because of the recent buff that Darkseer received in the port-in from Dota 2. And more importantly, the Acceptor on Darkseer is one of the most broken thing there is in the game. When you put the Ball of Illusion up with the Acceptor, or even without the Acceptor, right, 90% damage from the enemy's illusion, 50% of your friendly's illusion, and we've seen teams definitely just throw down the Wall of Illusion, have their heroes walk past it, and just send those illusions in and hit on the tower. And there's really nothing that the enemy team could, aside from killing illusions, which might be difficult in the later stage of the game, especially when everyone's high levels and high stats. Of course, Darkseer's not in the game, so let's not spend too much time talking about this. We're going to see yet another teamfight hero being picked up here. So not only is the Radiant great for ganking, but they're great for teamfight potential now, having 3 AoE ultimates. Well, if you count Mirana's Moonlight Shadows and AoE ultimate, that'll be 4, but that's definitely not an offensive one. Wrath of Nature, Epicenter, and now Chain Frost in question. The team is very mobile. You know the Blink Dagger is going to be up on the Sand King. You know the Mirana has a built-in Blink in terms of leap. And of course, Prophet will be TPing after heroes for a chase. So they will, if they start to win a team fight, which very high probability, they will be able to chase everyone away. Enchantress seeing a rare pickup here by DD, as they're going to be going for some early aggression as well. So they are looking to win this game in about 35 minutes. So meanwhile, Dignitas going for a little bit more teamfight oriented lineup themselves, picking up the Ancient Apparition, Venomancer ultimate plus Ancient Apparition ultimate if they are both in sufficient level, which might mean level 11 or so. That could really put a huge dent in terms of the Radiant lineup. Look at what the Radiant has. They have no HP. I mean, Sand King's a strength hero, and trust me, Sand King isn't that tanky for a strength hero goes. So if these guys actually could get level 11 and drop their ultimates, DD could be in a world of pain. You nullify the heal from a mecha, you nullify anything else, and the rest is just history. So, and of course the Radiant team is not really a big BKB lineup. You can't really just buy BKB on everything. I guess Prophet could get a BKB, Mirana could get a BKB, but you know, they rather have their own respective standard gears. So Dignitas is going to be looking for the laning advantage. They're going to be looking for the level advantage. And of course they are on the dire side, especially with the Hawk overhead from the Beastmaster. So they will have the Roshan advantage. And the last pick here from Slaughter will really cement that. The amplified damage will make Roshan very easily to pick down. And that might be a way to grab some points of EXP. So we're going to see a very mobile ganking lineup versus somewhat of a tanky lineup. You know, Windrunner is going to be somewhat tanky. She builds sort of tanky with the Mega as an effective HP heal. Slaughter is going to be tanky for sure. And of course, Beastmaster is fairly tanky as a hero. So this is kind of ganks versus tanks. And the Dignitas not too bad as escape heroes because they're very mobile in that instance as well. So let's see how it's going to be played out. Come With Me is going to be playing the Ancient Apparition. And that might point that they're going to be going, or Come With Me is going to be going solo mid. He does have a curious smoke of deceit though. Generally, solo mid player don't buy the smoke. We'll have to see what that turns into. Freezer's going to be playing his Slaughter. Leon's going to be the Beastmaster. Zhao's going to be on the Venomancer, and of course Sony is going to be on the Windrunner, and it looks like they're going to be all 5 men up trying to catch someone dropping that ward, because you know someone is going to be dropping the ward. Unfortunately, they don't really have a very good disable. Mirana sees what's up, it's going to leap down the cliff. No big deal there. Mirana going to be handled by Link here today. On the top lane, we're going to have Ryze on that Lich. I'll talk about this dueling in just a bit. And we're going to have, of course, Miguel going to be playing the solo mid Prophet. Angel going to be playing a Enchantress. I have not seen him do that. And we're going to see Sand King being handled by Mania. Going to be playing solo bottom. We've been seeing Mania play a lot of support Sand Kings. Really, it's Angel on the Windrunner that we see a lot. And then him on the Sand King on the bot lane. And Mania is going to be roaming a lot. But this case here is going to be getting the solo farm on the bot lane. In terms of what they're up against, it's going to be a dueling of a Zizzo and Come With Me. Beastmaster is going to go mid. Or excuse me, no, Beastmaster is going to go bot solo. Well, he's going to have a fairly easy time considering that he is going to be up against a melee hero. But this top lane on the top side is going to be, this tri lane on the top side, it's going to be somewhat odd. Come With Me, generally the solo player, going to be playing support today. I have not seen that coming. But yes, this lane I was trying to mention earlier, a Lich and Mirana top lane. This is a fairly standard lane that we see most pro team do nowadays. You're going to keep Ryze back very safely, maybe even behind the tower, and keep on using that sacrifice. And then you're going to send the Mirana up top. You're going to miss a couple points of EXP early on because you are up against the tri-lane. But for the most part, you're going to start denying, and you're going to get the equilibrium close to your tower, where Lich and Mirana can start picking up points of EXP, which is going to be absolutely crucial for that Mirana. She's a very EXP and also a very item dependent hero. Back on the top lane here, looks a very nice pull being done by Zizzo. Despite this camp being blocked off, you can still get this camp pulled. And He also stacked it as well, so that means that this entire creep wave is going to get mowed down. Mirana coming around here to get a creep kill, but forced to use that leap. And it's always good to bait out that leap early on, because that's 30 seconds or so that Mirana cannot do anything, because you're not going to walk up. Well, he is walking up, but you shouldn't really... You should be very careful of walking up, especially when your leap's on cooldown, because you're one Gale and a Kofi and a couple hits away from death. It's going to be very, very careful. Of course, he knows that he's going to be having a Prophet support if necessary, so... will be allowed to play a little bit more aggressive. Back in the mid lane here, Sony is going to be pairing off against Migo. Migo has quite a bit of tangos and a circlet. Meanwhile, Sony Ace going to be going for salve instead. Both, I'm pretty sure Windrunner is going to be opting for a quick bottle. Now, most Windrunner don't go for bottles, but in a solo mid position, that might differ a little bit. We'll see if that's going to be what he's opting for. But back on this bot lane, I want to check this out. So we're going to see a gank incoming. Enchant is on off cooldown, so they can make a gank. Here comes Sanking. Tornado is going to slow. Enchant's going to be there, and they're going to do quite a bit of damage to Leon. Will it be enough? Yes, that will be a teleport in from Prophet to ensure they get the first blood. Enchantress picks that one. Not the person that you do want to kill, but that's going to give her a very quick boots and probably an upgrade into a arcane boots, and that's going to be very helpful for the push that's going to happen definitely much later on. Mania, despite not getting the kill, very happy getting the experience, of course, very happy getting a little bit more free farm in the lane. Will he be taking his second points into Sandstorm? That's the question. So, yep, that's the Sandstorm level 2. Generally, it might not be a bad case to actually pick up Caustic Finale, especially you're up against a melee hero, because the damage output of a Caustic Finale is actually very high. I think the reason that you don't want to pick up Caustic Finale at this point is that you don't want to push the lane. You see that Beastmaster, you know, he can't really venture past this point because you know Enchantress will be ganking out of jungle. But if you're using Caustic Finale and you're pushing right at the enemy tower, that is exactly what the Beastmaster wants. So despite the Caustic Finale, a great spell against melee hero in most cases, you actually don't want to pick it up in this game. Mania, of course, fully realizing that. Going to be going to the very standard Sandstorm build. But back on the top lane here, it looks like we're going to have a lot of trouble for DD because their creeps are getting pulled and there's really nothing they could do about it. Most of the time they're like, oh yeah man, we got this ward down so we're going to be fine, but this one is another worry. And right now, despite Lich, you know, denying one creep every 30 seconds, while the enemy team says we're denying 4 creeps every 30 seconds because we're stack pulling. And because of that, we're going to see Mirana level 2.5 and Lich level 2. On the other side here, Freezer level 3.5, almost hitting 4. Zizzo, the support, almost hitting 2, and Ancient Aberration almost hitting 3. So level discrepancy is quite high on the top lane here. But it looks like they're going to try to edge out the enemy on this spot. And Beastmaster, what level is he? He's level 3 with level 2 axes. That's not going to be enough to deny this push. And you can see that despite Prophet soloing the mid lane here, has actually skilled his summon. And that's going to definitely allow him to pick up this very early tower. 4 minutes in, we're going to see one tower, and they're not done here, as I think that they are going to transition into a push. And the question is whether one of these guys on the top lane or whether the Windrunner is going to come down on the mid lane to help out. It looks like that's not going to be the case. We're going to see a very quick tier 2 tower being brought down as well. They may be losing on the top lane, and they might be losing some ground on the mid lane, but DD's fully making this worth it, as they're going to be income of a 2,000 gold difference after this tower push down. And looks like Dignitas is going to just let them have it for free. Are they going to answer back by pushing a tower in the mid? No. And they're definitely not pushing on the top, as this tower is at full HP. DD just... And they're going to go on the high ground. DD's going to say, okay, no one's going to be here. Sure, no problem. We're going to just keep on going. And it looks like we're going to have a single teleportation scroll coming in the form of pink. That is Ancient Aberration Power Shot. Going to usher everyone away, and seeing that, hey, let's get the hell out here. So at the very least, they drew Windrunner away from the mid lane. That ensured that tower is very safe. And they also drew the Ancient Aberration back from the top lane. And that's going to ensure a dual lane versus dual lane situation, which I'm sure Mirana and the Lich very much so appreciates. So turning the very disadvantaged tri-lane on top into exactly what they need. We only have 1 kill in here. I'm going to check the gold difference in just a bit to see how big those 2 towers really mattered. But for now, let's check out how we're doing in terms of the creep score. We have 26 on Sanking, 10 to 9 is very key here. 17 on the Enchantress, most of them are neutral, so not the biggest income there, but 18 on Furion. Back on the other side, we're going to have 28 on Freezer, 13 on Leon, and 26 on Sony. And you see that for most part, we can see Styre farming a lot better, but as we pull up the gold difference charts, a moderate 3.5k lead despite farming better. And of course, most of them coming from tower. The first blood definitely being very helpful in that regard as well. So far I gotta say the lead is very much so in the favor of the Radiant side. Looks like we're gonna have an engagement here against Leon there. Oh, immediate tango out, nicely done. And I think Leon will be able to survive that. Here comes a Windrunner as a backstab. She does have the haste rune on her, but it looks like she's not gonna make an attempt, realizing that she's not gonna get any backup from her teammates. Back in this mid lane, Enchantress getting some point of XP. She hits level 5. You want her to get that level 6 very, very quickly. She does have the Arcane Boots though, and that's going to fuel the push as it's going to come to the mid lane. Windrunner coming here to defend, and here comes... she's going to use a Shackle Shot to stop that Tornado. I think it will be worth it, simply because that Tornado just does so much damage over time. It's not the highest DPS spell, but it lasts for an hour, literally. So, I think Sony might always just want to Shackle that, but looks like that's not going to be his attempt. As this Tornado freaking just following Sony, as we're going to see a big engagement on the top lane. Here comes Mania. He does have the Arcane Boots himself. He can Burrow Strike uphill if he wants to do so. There's a Burrow Strike up, not uphill, but up. An arrow is going to hit, come with me, and a couple of right clicks is going to do the job. Are they going to pay with the Rise Staff? It looks like they will be. Yeah, the poison also hit Mirana. Shackle Shot not going to latch a tree behind. And Lich does go down, and looks like Mania is going to Burrow Strike down the hill. And he's going to be fine there. Trading an Ancient Apparition for a Lich. Nothing too big here, but looks like Mirana might have got the kill. Not too sure who got the kill there. It is Mirana that got the kill, so they gladly will pick that one up. Zizzo on the other side unfortunately picked up the mid kill. Picked up the, the Lich kill, so really, Slaughter not getting that one's not good. And DD putting up yet more pressure as we see the mid tower going to get brought down as well. That's going to be their third tower as Nature Prophet last hits that one. And the only tower that's really safe right now, for the moment at least, is Dignitas' top tower. And you know that tower will be brought down very quickly. Keep in mind what I said about 15 minutes ago during the pick ban analysis. If DD is going to win this game, they are going to win in about 20 to 35 minutes around that spectrum of time. Because they're not going to go late. I mean, they do have Mirana, they do have the Prophet, which can be decent late games if you get enough items on her. But really to compete against a Slaughter, a Beastmaster, and a Windrunner, that might be a little bit too much to ask for. Of course, they do have the pushing and early game laning and ganking advantage. And they're fully utilizing that to grab themselves a little bit more of a lead. Very important to see how Freezer's doing. He does have a Ring of Health, about 300 go away here, or 200 go away from that Vanguard. Once he does finish the Vanguard, we're going to see him able to play a little bit more aggressive, given the fact that all of these Radiant guys not really maximizing all their nuking spells just yet. So Slaughter will be able to tank up quite a bit. And here we go. We have a huge cluster F of creeps and everything else here. And 4 guys on the top lane. Sony leaving his mid lane, and guess what? Mania says, no one on the bot? Okay, let's just keep on pressuring. He does have a teleport scroll, and he will be able to help his teammates. And I think this is the time you want to put a point into his Cossack Finale. At level 8, I'm going to just pay attention whether he does. And here comes a push coming on the top side here. Dignitas trying to even things up. They don't have the best pushing squad, as the Wrath of Nature makes them think twice. And here we go on the bot lane. Beastmaster drops a roar, and with a single teleportation coming in, no TP comes in. Beastmaster comes in. Oh no, an ultimate goes right on him, but a tower focusing on Mania. But it looks like the post will be able to get a kill. Trading a 1-for-1 here. Very fortunate for the Beastmaster. He got the level. Because the Sand King died first, but Mania had the last laugh as he got the gold for the kill. Trading a 1-for-1 again, forcing a teleport scroll down on Zizou, and that just means that momentarily DD is going to have advantage on the top lane. Let's see if they're going to pressure and press for it. You know the aggression could come in just a blink and vibe. Prophet could just TP on the top lane. Looks like he has opted for a Hand of Midas. Not a bad choice if you ask me for a pushing lineup, because hey, it is an item that destroys a creep in an instant pop. But more importantly, it gives Prophet a little bit of gold advantage. Of course, give him a little bit more experience as well, which can be very, very important for Prophet. Prophet hits early level 16, early level 11 is very, very important. Looks like we have Enchantress smoked up along with her Tro, and it's going to be going on the top lane. Let's see though. Right now, very good ward coverage. For the most part, we're going to see a lot of avenue into initiation. Looks like this Tro is going to run to Sony, and that's going to cut off that. Oh, and looks like the smoke is going to dispel. Sony going to actually ignore him. And looks like we're going to go over, come with me, gets arrow, gets sprouted. Burrow Strike going to be necessary, and here comes Freezer. Freezer's going to get stunned up. Got to be very careful. Enchantress doing huge damage with Impedus. It looks like Link leaps out, and there's a crush on Angel. Angel's going to get brought down. Look at the nukes. Freezer's still alive. That Vanguard being extremely helpful in that regard. Does he have the Vanguard? I assume he does. Yes, he does. Of course, he's salving up right now, but Sand King not over yet. I see Burrow Strike Leon. Where's the net from the Tro? It is coming off cooldown. No, it's not. He just used it in Teamfight Mania. Sand King, Burrow Strike coming off cooldown. Arrow is gonna hit, and Burrow Strike gonna get the kill. Tower on the top lane here is gonna get pushed down, as Zizzo really being surrounded by 80 trees, and he's gonna drop off nuke, but a Starfall and a nuke is gonna get the job done. Top tower is gonna get brought down as well, unless we're gonna see massive teleport support coming in. All of the DD guys very low in terms of mana right now, but Arcane Boots should be out coming off cooldown. There's the Arcane Boots ready to be popped, and they should be fine. These trees though, not really focusing on the tower, as these guys force a way to mow down the creep wave ahead, and with the next wave of the Radiant creeps, they will be able to bring this down. Prophet back to mid lane here, realizing that he doesn't need to go back to top lane, at least for now. Top tower will be brought down, and that's 4 towers to nothing against Dignitas. I mean, Freezer might be farming decently, but he cannot farm 4 towers, and you can see that, yep, Mania is going to pick up a Blink Dagger, and the pressure continues. In the next teamfight push, Dignitas might be feeling a little bit more confident with the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast up, with the Beastmaster Roar up, and also maybe, hopefully, with the Venomancer up. Yeah, they're both hitting almost level 6, but they're going to have to deal with this. Epicenter Burrow Strike combo from Mania, getting yet another double kill. We're seeing 8 and 3 right here. I'm going to pull up the go difference chart in just a bit. And another 75,000 lead for the Radiant side, and DD just looking very, very strong at this moment in time. Of course, that's going to allow Mirana to pick up quite a bit of farm. She did not have the best farm early on, being really shut down by the pulls, but now after all those kills and all those tower leads, she's going to able to pick up a very, very quick Yasha if that's the item she's going to go for. She does have a Ring of Poseidus, and of course we are in the tournament version, so no Ring of Aquila upgrade. Very early level of the Moonlight Shadow. This is a very, very interesting build. Generally you max your arrow, but maybe Mirana feels that, hey, this is the time that we're going to take advantage of Moonlight Shadow's initiation and also escape ability. More so for the initiation, I presume, because you are dealing against the amplified damage, which will reveal invisible units. So not the most effective escape tool, but that what is really good for is, you know, basically you give your team a free smoke, better than a smoke as an initiation, and you could run in, and that really helps out heroes such as Sand King, that really helps out heroes such as Enchantress, who really want to get into position to cast all their spells. So very, very unstandard way to play the Mirana, as we see Mirana getting completely hammered on the top lane. Sorry for missing that. That was a Beastmaster Roar into a Kofi and whatever else, and she was really easily brought down. That hits come with me to level 6. Now he was level 6 before that. He hits him to level 7. Venomancer, unfortunately though, finally hits level 6 back in the mid lane. He needs a level 11 as well. Remember what I said again during the pick and ban phase. If these guys are allowed to hit level 11, they will be a beast to deal with. The teamfight potential is going to be absolutely insane. We have a Harpy Storm. This is a rare creep to be picked up because, well, it's a very, very weak creep. But what it does is, you know, it has that, what is it called? The Chain Lightning spell. Can they even name it Chain Lightning? Isn't this a copyright issue? Isn't Chain Lightning a very Warcraft 3 term? Probably something that you guys don't care about, but oh, Shaco shot on the bot lane as we see Ancient Aberration Ice Blast. I think the physical right hits will bring Migo down to death. He's gonna drop his Wrath of Nature and try to TP out. The Shadow is gonna make it. Yep, nicely done by Windrunner getting that kill. And they really need to set up the ganks. Another gank coming in right now, but Sand King drops a huge ultimate. I don't think he gets the kill though, but the Chain Frost will ensure them they do get the kill here. Nicely done as they trade a Mirana for a double kill. They're not exactly happy about Mirana dying, but they'll take Slaughter and the Beastmaster. It looks like these guys are really in the enemy jungle. Of course, Dignitas is very good about keeping the wards up. Entrance into the jungle and within the jungle themselves. Unfortunately, even having a sight, they are not able to win these fights. Seeing them doesn't matter if you can't fight them. And as we see, Mania comes in with a Blink Dagger Burrow Strike. He's just making huge plays here with the Sand King. It looks like he has skilled his Cosmic Finale. In some point, I didn't know whether he skilled at level 8 or maybe at level 10. But now with Cosmic Finale up, he will be able to push a little bit better. He does have quite a bit of mana regeneration in the form of Zern, Bardo, and now with, of course, the Arcane Boost coming off cooldown. So Sanking with the bottle owner, he could able to stay outside fountain, just stay in the jungle, stay in the river, roaming around for a long time, having quite a bit of restorative to work on. And you gotta keep in mind, he's not operating alone, even though he's running alone. A lot of team fights running around with 1 or 2 teammates, and also you always have Migo on his back. So right now DD putting up quite a bit of pressure. Again, this is a great time here to watch Migo gets roared, but I don't think he's gonna get Shaco. Oh, the tree get cut off. Windrunner wanted to really. Oh, Shaco Shot's gonna really put him low. If the Ancient Aberration Ice Blast was in that position, they would have got the kill. So Migo with a haste rune, he's still kind of walking around. Maybe a stray bullet from this Windrunner would just cap you in the head. You gotta be very careful. Yeah, he just TP's back home. Don't want to deal with that. Looks like he's gonna be going for Orchid, as we see a huge surge of heroes coming up on the bot. Nope, they're going to back off now, saying that we don't want to deal with this, seeing our ward just got counter-warded. And looks like DD will be taking the tier 2 tower on the top lane. Any response coming from the Dire side? Yes, they are coming right now. They do have Venomancer backstabbing. If he gets off a big O as initiation, Link gets shackled up. There's Gale. He's going to leap out. He fights the breaking out. Here comes Freezer though. Amplified damage right on Angel. Can they bring him down? No, they can't. Immediate tango. Here comes Sanking. Look at that epicenter. Zizzo goes down. Leon very low. And Sanking might pay it not before he gets off a double kill right here. And now Freezer 1v4 in this instance here. I do believe, yeah, he's going to use his Crawling Blade to come out. But looks at, he's going to get 1 kill on Angel. But no, not before the Wrath of Nature pops him out. And here comes Sony Ace. Chain Frost used to slow him down. He pops a Mecha just to survive and runs a mile away. A teleport in from a Migo will scare him away. They got the top tower, and that's all they wanted. And it looks like they're going to back out for now. Everyone in such low health on the Radiant side, but the Dire just did not do enough damage to really bring him down. But we are seeing the power of Slaughter in that last fight. You can see that he was really one man keeping 4 guys, all 4 of these guys, occupied just by himself. If Mania did not have that great epicenter, I was gonna say that the Dire would have the team fight advantage. Long arrow is gonna hit on Leon. Do we have teammate supports? Of course we do. And Leon is gonna buy the dust right here. Ancient Aberration Ice Blast is gonna miss as well. Where the hell is that one going? The next creep wave? No, it just hits nothing. Okay. But yes, Freezer is approaching that moment in time where he is so tanky, he's allowed to really run in and distract everyone. As we see, Mania picks off a stray Venomancer with the help of Prophet. And one Slaughter, if he ever gets up to a blocking bar, and this kill definitely would be very helpful for that. If he gets up a blocking bar, he will be a very unstoppable force until Mirana picks up huge DPS. Which at that point, you know, the late game advantage very much so in Dignitas' hand. So right now, DD, despite that they are winning these fights, they are picking off heroes and towers. They gotta keep in mind that Freezer can be very dangerous as this game progresses. You know, as it gets level 11, as it gets tankier and whatnot. And you gotta be very careful of Mania. Mania is just making them pay in every one of these team fights. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why he is considered the best Sanking player of all time. Of all time! So, Mania putting up a show here today, and the show is not over just yet. He does have 2k go in the bank, and here comes that Moonlight Shadow initiation. I just hope that no one realized what's going on. They were using it to save Migo on the bot lane. Okay, nicely done. That's very helpful in that regard. He immediately TPs back home, has a TP scroll up, and he will have his Orchid in just a bit. If this was the recent version, he will have the Orchid right now. But missing a single Oblivion Staff, and here comes Angel, a net on him as well, and here comes Impetus Orwalk. Here comes a very, very untimely pause and whatever else. We will see Nature of Prophet TPing right in the middle of things. And that's going to give us a short moment in time to check the CS. Now, before I pull up the CS chart, I want to say that this checking the CS has no meaning, because this game is all about, or at least no meaning on the Radiant side, because this game is all about ganking for them, this game is all about pushing for them, and because of that, they're not going to be staying in the lane to farm a lot. Now, on the Dignitas side, it means everything for them, because, well, where's the other source of income, right? So, let's quickly pull up the, oh, look at the CS though. Migos, well, he is Wrath of Naturing every time, so he is getting quite a bit of creeps. Link, Angel, and Sanking still getting lots of ES, and looks like, or CS, and that is that pause, a very strategical, strong pause, And it's gonna break up that team fight, which I thought the other side was in a little bit of difficulty in. But we do see a very, very old school MYM-esque push strat as we see Frieza comes in. Uh-oh. Miranda's gonna leap out. Does she have a port though? No, she does not. And because it's just level 1 leap, she's gonna be stuck there for 30 seconds unless a TP score comes. Yeah, she's off the mini-map. I was like, where the hell did she go? Sand King's gonna blink out. It's gonna be fine. So, again, with this lack of action, I want to really go back to the menu here. 97 on Freezer, 85 on the Windrunner, 56 on Leon, 25 and 11 respectively on the supports. Me on here we'll have 89, 85, 76 and 120. So despite what I said about not really meaningful farm for the Radiant side, they are still farming like absolute champs. And of course the big bulk of their income is coming from the 5 towers, and the gold differential are probably over 10k, yet we're seeing about 13,000 in terms of discrepancy in terms of farm. Rise almost hitting level 11. He would like to have that before the next team fight. He is getting strength items up. Very, very nice. Especially against high DPS output of the spells coming in from the Dire. Let's check out how we're doing in terms of item progression. Point booster up on Angel. Going to be going for the Accept. They're very close. He's about, you know, at the max 1,000 go away. Mad Style is going to be up on Mirana very soon. Orchid Midas is done on Migo. Blink Dagger. And of course a Mystic Salve from Sand King. And we're going to have a fight breakout maybe. Just maybe the Roshan is going to be attempted on the Sentinel, on the Radiant side. And looks like they are completely scouted. Are they going to stay the ground is a question. I do not believe they have a Medallion Courage, so it will make things a little bit more difficult to bring down this Roshan, who is fairly tanky to this very spell-based lineup. Here it comes. Ooh, gotta be careful. Sony going to take an arrow to the face, and he is going to get it brought down. Chain Frost? Chain Frost? No Chain Frost going to be used. What are you doing, Rice? Rice just like really ballsy by himself. He might pop a Chain Frost. Oh, here comes Migo for the backstab. Roar goes on Rise, but the team fight. He has no backup support though. Here comes Chain Frost. No Chain Frost. Moonlight Shadow being used. Chain Frost is not up because he had no mana to, so I kept calling for it. But here we go. It looks like Dignitas just got hugely out of position, maybe being lured by that stray lich. And here comes Angel healing everything up. Look at her. Look at her just baiting, And now Zizzo in a horrible position. It's going to get brought down. The mobility of DD coming full into effect. Prophet TPing around. Blink Dagger from Sand King, that bottom leaping like everywhere. And here comes that bot push with 4 guys on the Dire side is dead. Of course, it is early game still, so they're going to respawn very quickly in just 10 seconds or so. But will that be enough as these guys really on the racks? I don't believe we have fortification anymore. It looks like we do not. And by the time these guys respawn, bot racks will be brought down. 24 minutes in, 23 minutes in, we're going to see DD take that first lane of racks. And they're going to go back for now. Ancient Apparition Ice Blast is going to, again, oh, it does hit quite a bit of heroes here. But I think with that tower being brought down, that racks being brought up, they're absolutely filthy rich. They're going to go back to Roshan. Come with me says, this is GG. And he is correct. This game is over. And we're going to be going to game number 2. DD, despite losing their sponsor, right off the pick stage. And of course, a great aggressive play from Mania. Got themselves game number 1. We'll be going to game number 2 momentarily. I'm Luminous from DotaCommentaries.com. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for game number 2, guys.